you? K.O.B.
Finally! My paper stock came in! More will be coming in, and I can't wait for my shares to skyrocket because I bought all the paper in the world. I'm gonna be rich!
Yeah, man. I just brought all this paper up. Can you just sign this so I can go?
I'm gonna be rich!
Alright, whatever, man. Asshole.
Well, that was weird. Doesn't everyone just want to hear about how some dude's gonna be rich? I mean, really, come on. We got all kinds of paper here. We got printer paper, we got notebook paper, and I told Bill to file my late 2000s Paper Mario stock separate from my other paper stock. It's been a while since I played through Paper Mario 64, otherwise known as Mario Story in Japan. It's been 6 years since I last played through the original Paper Mario for the Nintendo 64. I remember loving the game mostly because I had never experienced an RPG before besides Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And look at what became of me! A little backstory for you. This game originally began as a sequel to the previous RPG Mario game by Square with the craziest name ever. We need a name for this game! I got it! This game was originally going to be called Super Mario RPG 2 and was in development for the Nintendo 64's disc add-on, the 64DD. The 64DD ended up failing. Shocker. And the game ended up having to go back to a cartridge design. Because of this developmental change, Square ended up leaving Nintendo to go make games for the PS1 and Sony, as all the cool kids were doing this at the time. Okay. I'm over Capcom leaving us for Sony to go make games on discs.
Holy shit! Square just left us to go to Sony to make games on discs!
Intelligent Systems jumped on board to begin making a new innovative RPG for the Mustache Plumber. The only downside is that due to it being a new series, Nintendo wanted to get the status quo out of the way with the story. Intelligent System puts a lot of charm and passion into this tale, but at its roots, it's another Mario game. We open with Bowser invading Star Haven, the home where wishes are granted. He captures the 7 ancient stars and takes a powerful artifact they have guarded for years, the Star Rod. Switching over to our hero, Mario and Luigi receive a letter from Princess Peach inviting the plumbers to a party at the castle. Upon their arrival, Bowser crashes the party and raises Peach's castle into the sky with his own, which is a giant clown car. Nice touch. Bowser challenges Mario and defeats the plumber with the power of the Star Rod, and Mario is sent hurling down to the surface Sonic Adventure 2 style. Mario is saved and taken care of by a Goomba family, and once healthy again, he teams up with a Goomba named Goombario and heads out to free the 7 captured stars. Mario travels through several different regions of the Mushroom Kingdom to challenge various bosses to save the Star Spirits. With the 7 spirits rescued, they take the fight to Bowser to save Princess Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom. Bowser was ready for this, however, and creates a machine to amplify his Star Rod to make him even more invincible than he was before. Peach and the Mushroom Kingdom wish for the stars to give Mario the power to defeat Bowser, and one fight later, the Mushroom Kingdom was saved. The story is very bare bones, but has a lot of colorful ideas throughout its execution. As stated earlier, Mario is saved by a Goomba family. This isn't the first time you'll see something like this in the Paper Mario series. Paper Mario 64 has all kinds of characters you meet throughout your adventure. Koopas, Bob-ombs, even Boos are your friends in this journey. Peach is also essential in assisting Mario on his epic adventure. She finds ways to escape her room, sneak around the castle, win a game show, and even bake a cake. Mario Party 2 has prepared me for this moment. These segments are always a highlight for me in between chapters, because they focus on the relationship between Bowser and Peach. The game goes in depth with how Bowser feels about Peach in this game, and it's hilarious. Basically, Bowser just wants Peach to love him, and this is conveyed in such a way to where it's not weird or gross or makes you think bad things. Peach uses Bowser's crush on her to get information that will help Mario find the next area a star is being held, and sends a junior star named Tink to inform Mario of the next level. Each level in the game has its own personality, and this is what kept me going instead of putting my controller down. The Shy Guy Toy Box is my personal favorite level to explore, with General Shy Guy being one of my favorite bosses. This game has some of the best writing in a Mario game. So much wit and charm is in every pixel of this game, and each story of each chapter is written very cleverly. One chapter is a retelling of a Giant's Heart, but they have more modern references because they even make you fight a Koopa version of the Ninja Turtles. The later bosses lose some remembrance, but what they lack in their boss fights, the gameplay of their chapters more than make up for it. The gameplay is made up of two parts, exploration and battling. Let's talk about exploration. I don't think I'm ready to talk about that battle system just yet. The Paper Mario series is always amazing to me because of its ability to blend an RPG game with the uniqueness of a Mario platformer. And boy, Intelligent Systems did not disappoint. This game is so much fun to explore in. There is Toad Town, the main hub of the game, a ghost town, the aforementioned toy box, an island with an exploding volcano, and even a sewer under Toad Town that opens up more with each party member you add to Mario's squad. You pick up a total of 8 companions named Goombario, Cooper, Bombette, Parakarry, Ladybow, Watt, Sushi, and Lackluster. Each party member brings their own personalities to the game, and every conversation can be different because each companion will respond in their own unique way. That gives Paper Mario 64 a diverse and replayable vibe that most RPGs don't. Having this diverse cast makes the world around Mario feel much bigger than it truly is. Unlike this hideous abomination! These companions allow Mario to perform feats that normally he couldn't pull off. Goombario tells you about the enemies in the surrounding areas. Cooper lets you use his shell to grab items and break blocks. Bombette blows up walls. Parakarry can carry Mario in the air for a short period of time. Ladybow turns Mario invisible. Sushi boats Mario around, and Lackluster makes room on his cloud for Mario to hover over spikes. Nothing beats the feeling of discovering a new companion's abilities and then immediately running back to the sewers under Toad Town. But that feeling doesn't just stop in exploration. These unique powers also open tons of new strategies for the battle system. Okay, this is going to be a big pill for me to swallow, but let's talk about that battle system. When you come into contact with an enemy in Paper Mario 64, you get transported into a pocket dimension of that area to battle them in. Each time a combat begins, you get the decision of what moves you want Mario and his companion to execute on their turn. You have the classics like jumping and items, fire flowers, POW blocks, etc. But Paper Mario introduces some new weapons like a hammer, and your companions have unique attacks based upon their special abilities you can use in the overworld. Each of these have a different purpose in combat, and with each combat you gain some star points that allow you to upgrade one of 3 stats when you get to 100. These 3 options being health, FP or flower points, and BP or badge power. Upgrading your health is pretty straightforward. This allows Mario to take more hits before he falls in battle. Upgrading FP gives you more opportunity to utilize special moves that cost FP. These moves are usually more powerful and are usable if you have the proper badge or upgrades equipped to Mario. Upgrading BP gives you more points, which can allow you to equip said badges to Mario. The more BP, the more badges, which means more moves. You can find badges throughout the world, buying them at a shop, or defeating people in battle. On top of all of this, Paper Mario 64 introduces actions commands. These allow you to score extra points of damage while jumping on an enemy or hitting said enemy with your hammer. This doesn't sound like much, but it gives Paper Mario a nice distinction from other RPGs, and sometimes missing an action command can make or break a fight for you. All of this gives you the perfect tools to strategize effectively against any enemies that the game might throw at you. Don't you just hate it when you're walking around minding your own business when all of a sudden a giant blooper comes out of nowhere and halts all of your progression until you send it back to the fire depths of ink where it belongs, only to continue further and find an even bigger blooper that won't let you continue until you send it back to the fire depths of ink where it belongs? Yeah. Me too. This game sure does have a lot of enemies to hit you with. So many enemies. It's that classic RPG game where you just bump into a million enemies and you're just always in combat, it feels like. Much like the overworld, the minions you fight are quite diverse, but selected in such a way that it feels realistic to the world and more than distinguishable from the NPCs I mentioned earlier. Each world has a theme for its baddies, and it makes the world feel more believable within the Mario universe. Surely Nintendo wouldn't make a game where you only fight one enemy for like 3/4 of the game, right? Each portion of the Mushroom Kingdom has a theme for its baddies, and it makes the world feel much more believable within the Mario universe. Each enemy has specific strategies and defenses, and you have to approach each enemy with specific strategies to effectively win the battle against them. Some of these are very straightforward, while others can be trickier. The trickier fights are usually the boss battles in typical RPG form. Paper Mario 64 has tons of unique boss battles that present challenges that can be difficult for someone that has never played an RPG before. However, if you are a veteran of the genre, then these are going to be on the easier side of the spectrum for you. And that's where my biggest complaints with the game begins. This game is easy. It only took me 20 hours to beat this game. Yeah, that's not completing it, but I did about 75% of the side content in the game. Most battles won't test your skills, and items are almost completely useless, minus a mushroom here or there. I never once used an item in the fight unless the game made me, or if I wanted to end a fight quickly that had multiple enemies in it. And that's where my main issue with the battling system lies. At the beginning of the game, it's perfect and balanced, but as you get later on in the game, especially the last 2 chapters, it overly relies on AoE moves to defeat anything. It's a boss or just a normal set of enemies, until you reach Bowser. This isn't a bad thing, it is just worrisome when I begin to lose interest in the main mechanic of an RPG because I'm using Starstorm in every fight. I believe this is why most people forget the bosses from chapters 6 and 7. They rely mostly on you not being able to take out every enemy on screen, which just screams lazy design to me and is a missed opportunity. If these bosses would have focused more on the unique abilities that you had built up over time throughout the game, then I feel like they would have been much more memorable and way more fun. Paper Mario 64 is a great entrance into the franchise of the RPG genre. The story outline might be a familiar tale, but the intricacies of that storyline are full of memorable moments and characters. The action commands set the battle system in this game apart from other RPGs, and while the later end of the game may be full of nothing but AoE moves, and you may not use everything that the game has to offer, there wasn't a moment where I wanted to put my controller down and not push forward to defeat Bowser. If you're new or experienced to the RPG genre, you should give it a look if you haven't already. It's a great way to get started or just have a clean start on an RPG game again. Oh, let's check out my stock now because I got the market cornered on paper, so I'm sure that I'm rich by now. Shit! The plan was foolproof! Me and Bill went over it very intricately.
To buy the entire world's stock of paper, it would cost you your entire life's net worth. But seeing as that's already worthless, it's probably going to cost you around $37 trillion.
Oh, what the heck? Am I soft locked? Am I soft locked?